All right, so we're at NAMM Day 3 and I'm with Cassandra at AmpRX. She's built a very special amplifier, and also I hear you've won an award as well. Tell us about that.
Yes, I am very honored to be the inaugural NAMM Female Entrepreneur of the Year.
Awesome.
And that was quite an honor, like I said. And the best thing about it is that they're going to do it every year, so we're going to have more female-owned businesses on the NAMM show floor every year.
Amazing. How did you get involved in the industry then?
Well, I actually started coming to NAMM like more than 15 years ago as a musician doing booth demonstrations. I'm a violinist, an electric violinist, but you know, throughout the years I did a lot of touring and everything. But after 2020, I sort of went back to my educational roots, which was traditional engineering and entrepreneurship. I studied industrial engineering, and I bought the company AmpRX with my partner Clark. I was actually an endorsed artist with AmpRX. I used a brown box with my amp because I play electric violin, and that's how I knew about the product. So I started out as a user of the brown box, and I already knew how great of a product it was, and people loved it.
Yeah, great. Well, hopefully everybody that's watching this has seen the video that we put out a few months ago explaining the details of the unit that we sell in the UK. So Cassandra's going to show us this amp that she's built and some of the operation of the US version here as well.
So I wanted to be able to speak intelligently about our product and understand truly how the brown box works and how an amp works when you're using a brown box and when you're not using a brown box. So I'll start here with the brown box. This is our flagship product. It started out as a 120 volt version, but we've released a 220 volt version, and Peach Guitars is partnering with us, and they have become our very first international dealer, which we're very excited about. But today, we're at the Anaheim Convention Center at the NAMM Show 2024, and you would expect to see 120 volts coming out of the wall, just like you would expect where you're playing any gig that you're doing. But it is not the case, as it is usually not the case. We're getting 125, 126 volts out of the wall. And the brown box here allows you to step that down in this case, the whole way down to 109, 110 for your particular amplifier. So, like I said, I built this amp so I could understand how the brown box works. And basically, I wanted to show values across the circuitry of the amp so that you understand
the effect of the voltage.
The effect of the voltage. So, right from the brown box, you plug your amp into the brown box, the power goes to the power transformer, and there's a 3 times difference right off the bat. And then we go to the rectifier, changes it from AC to DC, and it's feeding the entire circuitry with that. So you can see the numbers change drastically as you lower the voltage of this. So it's not just like a 1, 2, 3 volt difference. It's 3 times that, a whole ripple effect across the entire amp.
That seriously affects the tone and the feel of the amp, doesn't it, as well?
Yeah. So like these preamp tubes are really only rated for 6.3 volts. And I have to get the whole way down to 111 to just meet that maximum rating on the data sheet for those tubes. So this is all a lot of technical information, just provided to say that when you're playing, it doesn't feel right. So your electric guitar signal's meeting the electricity in this, which is actually the foundational ingredient of the whole circuit.
I mean, that was the hardest thing to get across when we shot our video. You know, there are very subtle kind of tone differences, but it's more about the feel, isn't it? Like when you're playing and you get it just at the right voltage, it just feels so much easier to play and a better experience. That's kind of what we've experienced so far. And and you just, anything you can do to get your tone happening and playing a lot better is the way, isn't it? So,
well, it's like, here's the difference. You're playing a gig, the head, the heart, the hands, the guitar, the amp, it's all in sync, right? And you can really be in a flow and you can play. And you can create.
Just like the amount of times in the past, where when I used to play a lot more and like play on a Friday night and you think, everything's sounding great. Next night you go to a different venue, fresh strings, same pedal board, same amp, and you can't figure out what's going on. It's like distorting or sounds too bright. And I wish I'd have had one of these back then.
Well, people don't think about it very often. You just plug something into the wall.
And it works or it doesn't.
It works or it doesn't, but it's actually a lot of variation, and I like to think of it as the main ingredient. It's like the first ingredient. Or
to get right.
To get it right. When you're cooking something and you're turning the pan on, are you going to turn it on 600 degrees? Is it going to be 20 degrees, you know? So you're going to burn your food, or you're going to cook it just right?
Yeah, no, it's amazing, yeah. I think the best thing, you know, to get across is like anybody that's, well, we've not had one unit returned.
Everybody, I love that.
Touch wood, but everyone that's bought one has just said to us, you know, it's a real game changer. They just didn't realise how they kind of got on without it beforehand as well. And it's like, it's not like, you know, when you buy a new distortion pedal or something like that, you're like, hey, you know, I've got like a, you know, a new sound or something like that. But when you hear your amp really sounding the way that it should do, it just makes everything in the whole signal change sound so much better. So amazing. So yeah, so thanks for your time. Enjoy the rest of your NAMM show, and yeah, check out the AmpRX Brown Box at Peach Guitars. Cheers.
Thank you.